I have a good grasp of them, if nothing else. As, the infiltration has gone well for now. The fact that so many have been moved around has aided in it. I have seen to it. Extra serious.
Yes, I have seen this. With the lack of numbers, my people have been moving around far easier than they used to.
Many of the Inquisitors have perished, or been sent to places where they will soon. Not that I have direct power, but I do sit on the council.
I mean, replacements are always needed.
So, why have you called me at this moment? There's much to do.
Yes.
We have called you, Thrain, to discuss your relationship to the now destroyed Thorn, and how you wish to position yourself in the new regime that is about to form. We have been friendly enough throughout our dealings, and you are quite competent.
So we spoke of this before. I should turn this back to you. I do not think necessarily that this was needed. However, it is done, and so it will continue. Disagreeing over such a thing will not make it undone, and it is clear that Hell has given you its blessing.
That it is done.
Now then, what do you plan to do with me?
Oh, the golden question here.
I think we would have him if we
With
could.
Thorn, I knew where I was placed. I knew what I was promised.
What were you promised?
This is, uses a faint smile. Destruction of the Mithran Church, for one. Another thing was my own machinations inside of it. As, to please the All-Father, of course.
So nods well. Far be it from me to speak in place of the Cardinal, but as far as I'm concerned, you can keep doing that.
I have laid in cover for far too long. And I have suggestions, if possible. There is a person who sits customarily on the seat of the king, or at his council. This is the Cardinal, High Cardinal of the Mithran Church. So, at this point, it was a position I would very much desire.
If I remember. You wish to take that spot, help crash it from the inside out even more.
And says, with its resources, there would be much I could do. And although not openly supporting Asmodeus, it is certainly what I am best at. Have no doubt, however, the king renaming a new cardinal would be a rather obvious statement.
But if a cardinal was to suffer an unfortunate accident, a new one had to be picked.
I would not be at the bottom of the list. Not anymore.
Zacharias looks over to Osiris. My power inside the church is limited, but I am sure something like this can be arranged. As I said, I have no objection to Thrain joining the council.
I see this well. One of my original ideas was to give Thrain a bishopry of himself, but if he wishes to continue crashing the Mithran faith from the inside, that is actually even better.
It all depends on how you wish to handle it, of course. Extermination, if that is what is on the menu, I would rather not be part of it.
Of course.
I have walked in the shadows for so long. I scarcely remember the look of an Asmodean symbol. Obviously, this is a jest. How could he forget?
Because I must say, though, very few of us at this point have much, even indifference to the Mithrin Church. At this point, most of us have had far too many bad times with them to even consider.
Says, very well then, if you will attempt at least to allow me to take the position of High Cardinal of the Mithrin faith, and thereby gain that seat on the council, limited as the space is, says, I shall continue to do my work in your name, Cardinal.
So that brings us on to one question which I had in my mind to think about, which was, of course, re-signing the knots as they were signed to Fawn and not to me, not to anyone else. But it sounds like you have
the
no
knots
objection.
are abolished. I can continue working as the fifth, if that is what you wish. It is a slight change.
Working as the fifth and you becoming cardinal, I believe this sounds as a very good outcome, actually.
A continuation of the original plan.
Yes.
So the old cardinal certainly did think his things through. Beyond that, I had an encounter with someone.
Oh.
He hesitated a little bit. Someone I did not expect.
Yes.
So, she spoke to me at length. Her words rather persuasive, I must say. And although I did not sway from the path, I must say that many who follow our way might.
Yes, she's gathering supporters then.
This is not unexpected.
She did not immediately realize my side in things. However, as it seems I was unable to perceive her in any way, that let her know. She can only be perceived by those of pure and honest heart. To all others, she is completely as if non-existent.
Surprise frowns.
Untouchable, unhearable.
That is quite the
Seeable.
powerful sorcery at work then.
Well, my heart is pure evil, and I don't usually lie.
And Thoria must be
Can I see her?
directly protecting her then, I assume.
Oh, draconic magic! Why do you always cause issues?
We will need to look into this. It is a bother, to say the least, if she is walking around without any way of us of detecting her.
It explained why we had other issues trying to track her location.
He knows all of who you are and what you can do.
Of course.
Does she know?
She knows the location is a very important structure in our plan, and it seems almost as if she read them. And I would not be surprised if there is one in our midst who cannot be trusted.
Sakura sighs. We will need to start going through our ranks then, I suppose.
I myself has been a master at deception for all this time. I know that it is possible. I am living proof. Says, it might not be visible, but perhaps at some point they will step up. A misstep, and you should detect them.
Zacharias nods.
However, know that everything is done, and that she has the knowledge.
Yes, but does she have the forces currently? I should think not.
It seems not. I do not know her plans after she discovered my deception. She seemed to move rather quickly. Perhaps she realized that things were more dire than they seemed. I believe she would have, since the church has not acted upon her knowledge, simply abandoned it.
She's going to something else then. What of the Grand Inquisitor? Where is he?
He has disappeared with the treasury that was held in the capital.
Oh.
So at least speak the reports. Rupted blind.
Huh.
The council there is in panic.
I wanted that money.
Yeah, we kind of all needed the treasury, I think. For it's hard to run a country without a treasury.
Oh, to start at 0 PP and hope there's no consumption.
Well, good news, everyone. Tax raise.
We're going up to harsh taxes. That's our turn one action, harsh taxes.
Still, the Inquisitor stealing the money and running away is certainly a good PR move for us, you know.
The Mithrin faith stole your money!
Exactly.
I like it.
Alright, good. We have some
He was never a good man.
Look.
But do you think he would join the princess?
Because I do not know. I have spoken to him briefly. I have always tried to stay away. He is almost unnaturally good at what he does. I did not want to tempt fate.
Sure. Well,
Look, well, who is the current Mithrin Cardinal? Who currently has that seat?
Well, Ceres, I think, would already know this. Really, it is the Cardinal Vitalian of Estelis,
How do you spell this?
the head of the Mithrin Church in Telengard.
How do I spell this?
Like so.
Thank you.
He's also renowned for his pronunciation that those who know magic granted by Mithra does not make them any more devout or chosen servants. Instead, it means that their lives have a special meaning, which is all they should do. And so he sends them to the Vale, where they can be trained to fulfill the one purpose for which they have been born. He himself does not possess any magical capabilities.
he is an administrator.
Yes.
Where would he be right now?
In the capital, most likely in the cathedral there. The great, great cathedral of Mithra.
Oh, Cerebos, we have a mission for you.
I'll send a devil into a grand cathedral. This can go well.
Oh, he's out in the garden at some point, right?
He walks outside for shopping.
A Shane comes out of nowhere, just yanks him.
Oops.
Well, oh, that's unfortunate now. We can certainly arrange for him to die horribly. We have devils at our command at this point.
It would be nice. And then I said, and then of course we'll make it so if we're going to control the church, we might as well control both churches.
Sure.
Because then, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I think that takes care of Thrain, I suppose. Unless you have something else.
No, I think I'm okay. That means I've spoken to all the remaining knots. Which was important.
Then we have old Barca to talk to, I suppose.
Oh my god. I have no interest in either of them, but...
No, but it's more like just saying that, yeah, we're here.
Obey us, die, your choice. I've got a
Yeah.
fireball already.
Serve or be destroyed. That's basically what it comes down to.
I guess swift action fireball.
We would rather that the Barkin family, we can see you resurgent in the kingdom, make you powerful again and all that stuff. But you need to serve us to do that.
Or we can vote.
I think the deal is fairly obvious.
Yeah. Major. Yeah. Resurgence join us or burn at the stake. Your choice. You have 5 seconds.
Here's the contract.
You must sign in blood. I didn't bring any ink.
We're old school. Oh, here. we want it in blood. Yeah.
I guess we can leave Frayne to his
Machinations.
Sure. While the others drink in Gaston Hall.
Let's
You take care
Pirate's
of the
place.
important business.
Do the others want to come along to talk to Barker?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
I'm not really.
Sure.
Probably
he's-
tomorrow instead of going in the middle of the night.
Well, I don't know. No, Cash doesn't care.
All right, let's have an evening in town then.
You could go to the the Dragon's Hoard, and
I'm still
gamble
alive.
and
I
drink
can get.
and drug your.
Zacharias will visit the Void Senate when he's in town, so he will spend the night doing that.
Yeah.
Shut it up with Tiberius and Mott and all those people.
I wouldn't have many of my members left in town.
Meeting about
And,
some organizational charts for
Yeah.
for some layouts, such.
Yeah.
Actually,
Stuff like that.
well, I'm still alive. Hey guys, there's nothing in my code of conduct saying I can't drink.
The Cardinal of Hell is coming to drink.
Nothing in my
Sure.
contract says I cannot drink.
If you
There's a band playing right now called the Cardinals of Hell.
who do you think throws the best parties, heaven or hell? I think it's obvious.
Yeah.
Because hell, we have no restrictions on what we do.
Yeah,
I mean,
hell,
the
that's best
Dragon's Hoard
parties.
certainly is a wonderful bar and just generally party place, with the upper stairs suites. Perhaps one's owned by some malicious owner who enjoyed a life in luxury. That one by Chiron. It has pretty much any luxury a man of Gaston Hall would need.
By the
And
way,
imagine that. If you fancy fighting a dire giraffe, you can. Just go downstairs.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a
actually-
battle ring.
I am tempted to fry a diet giraffe.
You may need to get in contact with Bollard. He's down for some dire giraffe.
Lots of big, brawny, bearded guys as well. Some you might recognize from the Horn still hang around.
Hey,
As bouncers and just brutish people, really.
Also, when Coulson Zero might be dressed in his popely gear when he goes in, he'll have the crown transformed into a fedora.
The statue of a giant black dragon.
That took me ages to build.
Yes. So the next day.
Let's talk to Barker,
Right.
the video game.
Talk to Barker. What? It's a silly idea.
You will go to his house on the Golden Row.
Sure.
Golden Row.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you can go there. And you will be ushered in by the guards quickly. They recognize you. They're barking drape. He'll quickly come to you. Clearly he was already up. Seemingly as well has not slept. But this doesn't seem to bother him as much as it would many others.
All right.
Oh, Zacharias, you hold the table here. This is no longer villagers' business.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Zacharias will greet him, of course.
Sure. He'll not in return. As I expected to hear from you soon.
Yes. We haven't really talked too much since the attack of Shargammon upon the Adarium. But as you can see, we made it out in one piece.
I was beginning to doubt it. It has been quite a while.
Yes, much has happened, and it is because of that that we now speak to you today. As you no doubt know, a bugbear army is approaching.
There has been little talk of it in the city, yes.
We plan to destroy it, and in doing so, we will march into the city with a long-forgotten scion of the House of Darius to put on the throne. This scion will be in our employ, of course. The powers of hell are once again grasping at the throat of Talengard, and since your family has served well in the past, we call upon you to do so again. The offer is quite simple. Help us with the transition and the new management, and your family will once more flourish to be the most prominent of the noble houses in the kingdom. And we can perhaps even offer you a position at the council if you would prefer that.
Yeah, sounds a good offer, certainly. I believe I asked something of you last time we met.
So
The return of some artifacts of my family is important.
Yes, those artifacts were destroyed by Shargammon when he crashed into the Adarium, sadly.
Sort of frowns, as I suppose it couldn't be helped. Then, I suppose, I have another request. Since it seems like you then wish to take control of this nation,
Yes.
I'll let you know that the Barcan nobility is not just the Barcans. We have many nobles who support us and who were sick or otherwise refrained from joining the king. They have their arms. They have their arms of their ancestors, the Knight of the Griffin. They could be called upon, or at least their will and words could be put to the new regime's legitimacy. However, there are some... I have one thing, then. Since the artifacts could not be procured, I would need something to speak for my importance among them, besides my relation to my brother, my late brother. I hold sway. However, I would need something to prove that this regime is doing something good for us, and for that, there's still one thing that wasn't in the Adarium.
Yes.
There's the one thing they couldn't fit in there. It looks out the window over the water. The old Barcan Palace has been used as a governmental building for aristocracy, minor paper holdings and the like. If a Barcan noble was to be reinstated as the lord of the city, under the king, of course, that would show the Barcan nobility, certainly, that the new regime has goodwill towards them. I would then swear loyalty to the new king in front of all at the ceremony, and that should show the others my intention.
Seems fine to me. Personally, I'm not really interested in that palace.
Also,
I
you're
don't
really,
okay.
also you're really interested in like bureaucratic paperwork, either.
I'm interested in so far that it makes things go. Like we wouldn't burn the papers, we would still have them. We just move them.
And as for a coronation, the old Barcan kings used to hold grand festivals, ostentatious parades, and the like, to signal that the time coming would be grand.
Oh, sure.
Something such as
If
that
he pays for it.
would likely be a good idea.
Certainly.
As a suggestion.
That sounds fair enough.
Would this suit you? If so, then I shall begin to send my letters.
Seems fine to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, as long as he pays for it, I don't care.
I mean, the treasury is kind of empty, so he.
Well,
has
you
to-
know, the Barcan family,
Suggested such a thing.
the Barcan family being the host of the festivities. I don't know. Well, we can work something out.
It was simply a suggestion. What he wants, he's asking for, is the old Barcan Palace.
Sure.
Lordship of the city, and then in return he will manage it and swear unto the king and bring the Sparkan side of the nobility in line.
Sure. Seems great, because then we have old Darth Haviland bringing the Darians into line, because we can fake him into being a Darian. Maybe he can. I don't think he can control all of them, but a decent chunk probably. Sure, it's a deal.
Sure. He reaches out his hand to Asurius, knowing perhaps that, well, he's the cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a hand would be reached back.
He'll shake it. This is very well then. I shall welcome Asmodeus back to this island, and my brethren shall do the same.
It's been a long time coming.
Now about dealing with this army. They are not far from the city.
No, we will we will deal with them in a few days' time. They are going to be led into an ambush and completely destroyed.
Just very well then. I suppose I will prepare.
All right. And I guess we are out of here.
Sure. Could certainly leave. Is there anything else you want to do?
Anyone left to talk to?
I think
I mean, we got
Apart
the
from
Baron.
princess.
We got the Baroness.
I think we can talk to her when the time comes around. She's not really. I mean,
She's not that important, honestly.
She's a very good diplomat and a schemer, and we like her for that. But this guy was like the head of the Barkin family, so you know it'll trickle down from him, no doubt. Apart from that, I don't think we have anyone else to talk to really.
And that would mean we have another couple days, and then we go 300 on a bugbear army.
Yes.
Except we're 5, and they are 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's poor odds for the bugbears, honestly.
we also have 25,000 on our side coming. So.
They don't matter.
Just hold up in the back, watch it so no one gets through that, and we will take care of this.
Yes. So, as the days go by, you know, you most likely just resting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I have the item dualist vambraces, and it basically is cat's grace. Can I just add cat's grace instead of making an item for it? Have it
What item do you have?
The duelist vambracers, they grant a +1 deflection bonus to AC when wielding a double or 2 weapons.
I was about to send it to you, but okay.
And once per round, when making an attack with an offhand weapon, you reduce the penalties and the attack roll by 2. So it's not the same as Cat's Grace. It adds more dex.
Not exactly. You might want to make a new item for that.
Ugh. I don't know how to do that.
I can do it if you want.
Well, the +1 deflection bonus is the only thing you can do all the time anyway as an item. So
Yeah. Does she already have a deflection bonus as well?
yeah,
Doesn't
if
she have
ring
a ring
of
of deflection?
if she has a ring of, so in that case, all she'll get is the once per day. The she can increase basically add a +2 to attack rolls once per day.
No, she doesn't
Yeah.
have a ring of protection.
Doesn't?
Doesn't she?
No,
Didn't she
has-
just get one?
She has a ring of sustenance.
Also,
We haven't divvy
Also-
looped, Jake. We
exactly.
haven't.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe you
She
should do
has-
that before going in the fight.
All right,
Yeah.
I will post the magical items we have in the pile. If any of these strike your fancy.
I'm assuming that Zacharias spent some of this week researching the evil daemon ring.
Yeah, he can certainly look into that.
I would like to ask those Seducer's Bane +5 resistance. It's gonna do nothing with my Cloak of Resistance +5, right?
Yes,
That one.
you can sell that if you want. It's pointless now.
I will sell it.
Ooh, there was a lesser quicken rod.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am much
Well, my
interested in
Jonas-
that belt.
What does the
That-
belt give?
It's +4 strength index. I have a
am
+2 one that you
interested
can
in
have.
the headband.
The charisma headband.
The
It's
+4 mental superior.
I am interested in that as well.
Well, the point. Well, Jonas, it'd be a decrease from your intelligence, though.
Yeah, but I can upgrade that separately.
Yeah.
Other than
Should we take a
that,
break from the recording and stuff while we divvy this up, or
Yeah, I think that's.
Shouldn't take too long, but I suppose we could.
5-minute break
it's a lot of
until
stuff?
midnight.
So
Sure,
Yeah.
we can take a
All
5-minute
right,
break.
I'll be right back then.
Let's have a look, because the lesser quicken roll would be quite nice for me, because I could put buffs up faster. So